And thank you for joining us on TVC News at 1. We begin with security matters, where troops of the Joint Task Force North-East Operation Hadin Kai have killed a terrorist and recovered arms and ammunition during a patrol around Dewa and Tajiri villages in Borno State. Now, this operation, conducted on Wednesday, involved troops working alongside local hunters and members of the civilian Joint Task Force. Sources say that the troops deployed to Dewa village advanced towards Tajiri at around 9 a.m., where they came under fire from terrorists. The troops engaged the terrorists with heavy fire, neutralizing one while others fled. During a sweep of the area, soldiers recovered an FN rifle, 2 FN magazines with 28 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO ammunition, 3 sachets of drugs, and 2 technophones. No casualties were recorded on the troops' side.
There is a new security development from Borno State, and it is one that raises fresh questions about the ongoing insurgency, civilian safety, and the complex network that continues to fund terrorism in the Northeast. Please like this video and subscribe. According to multiple field sources, troops of the Joint Task Force, Operation Hadin Kai, engaged terrorists in a fierce exchange of gunfire during a patrol around Dewa and Tajiri villages. In the confrontation, the troops reportedly neutralized one terrorist, recovered weapons, ammunition, seized drugs, and secured mobile devices believed to contain intelligence. If you're watching, please like this video and subscribe. But that is not all. Just hours later, in a completely different operation, the same security formation recorded another breakthrough. A 40-year-old suspected terrorist logistics supplier, identified as Ibrahim Bukar, was arrested alongside 21 accomplices while transporting massive quantities of smoked fish allegedly owned by terrorists and used to fund their operations. My viewers, if you are following this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe. Now let us look at this clearly. Both events happened on the same day, within the same regional theater, and involve both the kinetic battlefront and the financial logistics of insurgency. This combination gives us a deeper picture of what is really going on. If you value balanced analysis, kindly subscribe.
At around 9 a.m., troops deployed to Dewa moved toward Tajiri, but before they could advance, terrorists opened fire. The troops responded immediately. One terrorist was killed on the spot. Others fled after what sources described as heavy fire from the military. From this point, we need to understand that the recovery of arms was not ordinary. Soldiers found 1 FN rifle, 2 rifle magazines, 28 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO ammunition, a sachet of drugs suspected to be substances used for combat stimulation, 2 technophones, likely containing communication logs and operational details. Please like this video and subscribe. This engagement ended with 0 casualties on the side of the military, a notable achievement considering the terrain and surprise nature of the attack. Hours later, around 3:30 p.m., troops from the 112 Task Force Battalion under the 24th Task Force Brigade intercepted 2 Isuzu trucks at Mafa local government area, specifically at Checkpoint 2. Inside these trucks were 59 cartons, 28 sacks of smoked fish. But this was not just regular fish. Investigators discovered that the fish was handed over in a larger village by terrorists, intended to be sold, with proceeds funneled back into insurgent activities. The main suspect, Ibrahim Bukar, confessed that he has been supplying terrorists with items over time, items used for their survival, operations, and recruitment. Please like this video and subscribe. At around 9 a.m., troops deployed to Dewa moved toward Tajiri, but before they could advance, terrorists opened fire. The troops responded immediately. One terrorist was killed on the spot. Others fled after what sources described as heavy fire from the military. From this point, we need to understand that the recovery of arms was not ordinary. Soldiers found 1 FN rifle, 2 rifle magazines, 28 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, a sachet of drugs suspected to be substances used for combat stimulation, 2 technophones, likely containing communication logs and operational details. Please like this video and subscribe. This engagement ended with 0 casualties on the side of the military, a notable achievement considering the terrain and surprise nature of the attack. Hours later, around 3:30 p.m., troops from the 112 Task Force Battalion under the 24th Task Force Brigade intercepted 2 Isuzu trucks at Mafa local government area, specifically at Checkpoint 2. Inside these trucks were 59 cartons, 28 sacks of smoked fish. But this was not just regular fish. Investigators discovered that the fish was handed over in a larger village by terrorists, intended to be sold, with proceeds funneled back into insurgent activities. The main suspect, Ibrahim Bukar, confessed that he has been supplying terrorists with items over time, items used for their survival, operations, and recruitment. Please like this video and subscribe. According to Hybrid Forces, Bukar was positively identified as a known logistics facilitator. All suspects and items are now in custody, awaiting deeper investigation. Now let us move to the legal and political dimensions of this case. Under Nigerian law and international rules of engagement, the military is empowered to respond with proportional force when attacked. In this situation, the troops acted within operational rules. But one must ask, what does it mean that terrorists are still able to mount surprise attacks in areas that have supposedly been cleared? Please like this video and subscribe. The arrest of 22 individuals, including a known supplier, raises strong legal issues. What are the networks enabling these suppliers? How are insurgents still able to operate mass fish trading? Who buys this fish in the open market without questioning its origin? These questions hint at systemic loopholes, corruption, or possibly community fear and silence. Another angle to this issue is the legality of prosecuting the accomplices. Some may claim ignorance, others may insist they were coerced. But the Terrorism Prevention Act is very clear. Aiding or funding terrorism is a criminal offense regardless of claimed intention.
Here is a contradiction we must note. Authorities often announce that insurgents have been degraded, decapitated, or technically defeated. Yet, they still possess rifles and ammunition. They still ambush military patrols. They still control logistics routes. And they still run economic enterprises large enough to transport nearly 90 containers of fish. This contradiction reflects unresolved issues. If you are watching, please like this video and subscribe. To fully understand this incident, we need to connect it to Nigeria's broader realities. From the northeast to the northwest, and from the middle belt to the south-south, insecurity remains a defining challenge. These new developments show that insurgents are still financially organized and still able to infiltrate communities. In Borno, security matters often intersect with politics. Communities sometimes feel caught between loyalty to the state, fear of insurgents, and political narratives that shape public perception. This incident also reflects the painful truth that poverty fuels conflict. When people struggle to survive, they become vulnerable to recruitment, whether knowingly or out of desperation. Please like this video and subscribe. Many of the accomplices are likely young people. In a region where unemployment is high and opportunities are scarce, insurgents exploit frustration, offering money in exchange for simple logistical tasks.
The Northeast has borne the heaviest burden of Boko Haram's violence. This has deepened regional trauma and mistrust, especially where communities feel they are constantly under suspicion. From the early days of the insurgency to the 2014 Chibok abduction and beyond, there is a long memory of suffering, one that continues to shape emotions and reactions. My viewers, if you are following this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe. Now, let us consider the human side. For the soldiers who survived the attack, their families breathe a sigh of relief. Their communities feel encouraged. Their commanders celebrate a victory. For civilians in Dewa and Tajiri, this incident may trigger fear. What if the terrorists return? What if there are more hidden suppliers? Are we safe during market days? Many Nigerians will see this as a positive step, proof that the armed forces are working, watching, and responding. Others will ask, why is this thing still happening 15 years into the insurgency? Why are suppliers still operating under the radar? How many more fish networks exist? Please like this video and subscribe. From the government's point of view, this operation reinforces several talking points. Officials will argue that these arrests and recoveries show ongoing pressure on insurgents, improved intelligence, better cooperation with civilian JTF and hunters. The government may frame this as part of a broader strategy to choke off the funding of insurgents. The administration may use this to justify more checkpoints, more surveillance, more military presence, and stricter border and local movement controls. If you value balanced analysis, kindly subscribe.
From this point, we need to understand where all this is heading. Bukar and his accomplices will undergo further interrogation. The military will try to uncover other suppliers, buyers, intermediaries, local collaborators, safe houses. If evidence is strong, the suspects may face terrorism-related charges. Disrupting a fish smuggling network may sound simple, but it can significantly weaken insurgent funding channels. There may be mixed reactions: praise from those who want peace, fear from those worried about reprisals, silence from those who feel caught between two dangerous forces. Governments and NGOs monitoring the conflict will see this as evidence of progress, confirmation of ongoing instability, a reminder that the fight is not over. Please like this video and subscribe. The case exposes how insurgents integrate themselves into rural economies. Future efforts will likely focus on tracking agricultural supply chains, monitoring cross-border trade, strengthening rural policing. This is more than just a story of one terrorist killed or one supplier arrested. It is a deeper look into how insurgency survives, by force, by fear, and by money, often disguised in everyday items like fish. As Nigerians, as watchers of national affairs, we must keep asking questions, keep demanding accountability, and keep supporting genuine efforts to restore peace. If you are watching, please like this video and subscribe. And if you value balanced analysis, kindly subscribe.